So this week, you're going to see the NFC North. And the NFC North, for those of you that do not know, the NFC North is the Minnesota Vikings, the Chicago Bears, the Detroit Lions, and the Green Bay Packers. And so the NFC North is an interesting division this year. The Steelers play the NFC North this year. My conversations with the NFC North were interesting for me. And I already know how I'm going to place these teams. And the way that I'm going to place these teams might surprise some people, but it's just how I'm feeling. So obviously the Green Bay Packers are led by Jordan Love, and I feel like they've had the same core for a while now, for a few seasons. Then you have the Detroit Lions, who, led by Jared Goff, have a new OC, have a new DC, so there's that. And then you have the Minnesota Vikings, who I feel like will always kind of be a wild card to me. One of the most interesting things about the Minnesota Vikings is JJ McCarthy. We don't know what JJ McCarthy is going to be. I think if you ask a Minnesota Vikings fan, they're hoping that he's going to be the savior and he's going to be amazing and the coach can make him great, which I get that, right? That's why you draft the guy so high. But we honestly don't know what's going to happen and how he's going to look coming off injury. And this is his true rookie season. Then you have Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams. I don't even know what to say about Caleb Williams, but he's with the Chicago Bears. I feel like every offseason, the Chicago Bears win the offseason hands down. They always draft well. They always do this well. They always do all these things well. And then the season starts and Chicago has lost 6 games and they look awful and they need to fire their coach. So I don't know what to expect from the Chicago Bears this year. And that's just my honest truth. I don't know what to expect from them, but I do have expectations for the Lions. I do have expectations for the Packers, and I definitely have expectations for the Vikings. The way that I'm going to order this division is going to come down to a couple of things. It's going to come down to how I look at those schedules, because I think those schedules are going to impact how this division goes. So the schedule is going to be the first way that I assess this division. And the second way I assess this division is going to be who I trust at quarterback. And then the third way I'm going to do that is going to be what I think about the rest of the team and the coaching staff. Hi, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure that you're subscribed to my channel and turn on those notification bells. And if you're filling up to it, don't forget to leave me a comment in the comment section below. Be prepared to be surprised, but let me just roll these clips with the people that I talk to. I'm over it now, kind of. But how did you like your free agent moves? How are you feeling that the team did? Like, what are your thoughts?
So I feel really good. One thing about our GM is we have something to really criticize when it comes to his drafting, but when it comes to free agency, Kwesi Adofo-Mensah is amazing at it. All right, not only this year but last year. Now Hargrave, great pickup because obviously he got hurt last year with San Fran. I mean, coming from when he got signed from the Eagles to San Fran, he was at the peak. I remember that year before he got signed, he got a big payday because he was dominating. So, and that's what Kwesi does is he looks for those type of signals and says, you know what, maybe there's still another year or two that you can do that. So, even though you may be getting older, we can get you for a lot less than what your value was 2 years ago, but you still probably have some of that game in you. Let's see what we can get out of you, especially with Brian Flores. So, free agency was great this year. We got Jonathan Allen. We picked up Isaiah Rodgers from the Eagles, cornerback from there. So, and then just recently re-signing Van Ginkel to a 2-year extension, which I think was super important. I mean, Van Ginkel is just a fan favorite for a ton of reasons.
I didn't see that signing. Okay.
Yeah, so he got a 2-year extension, and he's a fan favorite for a ton of reasons. I mean, not only just his play on the field, just a stand-up guy. Just a fan favorite.
As beautiful as the season went, as well as I mean, you can even see it, right? We lost 7 coaches in the offseason.
Right. Yeah.
So Lions were able to see what a real successful organization looks like. I mean, they were even calling like Chris Spielman for an interview, and like our offensive line coach. I think the Titans or somebody wanted to hire him as the OC. I mean, they were really trying to gut our team.
Yeah. Well, that's the sign of a good team, right? Is like anytime, if you ever want to test if you're good or not, see how the market or the other teams are reacting to you. And it will tell you everything you need to know.
It felt like we were being punished because we as fans waited so long to be this good. And it's like, okay, 15-2, like we had like 6 or 7 primetime games. Like division winner, all the beautiful things, right, that you dream of as a fan before the camp and everything. And for the season to end like that, against the Commanders, people were saying Ben Johnson threw the game because he knew he was going to be a head coach, and Aaron Glenn didn't call a defense. Like blame just started getting thrown around, and it's like, I
don't think that's what happened.
The emotion of it, was really wreaking havoc among the Lion faithful. So
yeah. So the division, it's kind of like the AFC North, honestly. Like, where do you feel like you all fit? Yeah.
Well, we finished third. The Vikings and Lions just went on a tirade last season. But I'm going to be that hater. I think the Vikings season was such a Linsanity run that when you looked at, I'm going to be that stat nerd that looks at the next gen stats with their point differential and how many games they kind of like got away with. Their fair. Defense. I do respect Flores. I think he's a great defensive coordinator. I think he's super smart. And I think Casey O'Connell is a pretty good offensive coordinator and play caller. So I don't knock that the coaching is there. I guess I was just more surprised that the team with Sam Darnold did what they did. But I wasn't surprised what they did in the postseason. That's just kind of their market at choking. But I think to get what I'm saying, I think we succeed them in that second place at least to start the roll. Since they lost Darnold, they're going with a second-year quarterback in J.J. McCarthy, who is super unproven and actually didn't really get a whole lot of practice reps last year because he was dealing with an injury. And I think a lot of my Vikings fan friends, they're my friends, I'm just joking, thought they might address it. And then there was the other half that's like, no, let's just go all in on the rookie. And then some were like, reset. The Darnold experiment didn't work. So I think the Packers are starting in second.
It looks good on paper at the end of the day. It looks good on paper, and that's about as far as I'm going to go with that. So,
do you like the coach though? Do you like the new coach additions? Do you like what they did in free agency? At least they made it look like they knew what they were doing.
I absolutely love the coaching additions. I mean, we added Johnson, we added Antoine Randall, we added Eric Bieniemy, who I wanted as the head coach when we had Justin Fields here. Because I felt that he would be the ideal for Justin Fields, and he would coach, hard coaching, man, and get these guys out here and get them going. But I love the coaching staff. The coaching staff is top tier from top to bottom, all the way down. One of the things that I have, or just had in mind, was just the fact that we finally have a offensive mind with a quarterback who is talented, all out of this world. Again, not taking anything away from Caleb. Caleb is extremely talented, a more natural pocket passer. The thing is that he has to learn to be more on script and play within the system. I get it that the intangibles that he has is great. He has great intangibles, breaking the pocket, scrambling, making something happen out of nothing. Great, right?
Yeah.
That ain't gonna work too often at this level.
So there you have it, 4 amazing people that I spoke with, 4 people who some of them might be annoyed with me once they see these videos release. But hey, I'm just going to pick this the way that I think it should be. And the fun part about doing this series is talking to the fans, hearing what the fans have to say about their teams, seeing if the fans validate what I'm thinking or feeling, or to see if they add something different or new to what I was thinking or feeling. And some of these fans did this. I think before I recorded the series, the way I thought the division was going to pan out, just based on the little knowledge that I knew, was one way. But then after the series played, and after I talked to a couple people, and then after the schedule rolled out, my opinions changed a little bit. So how this is going to release, for those of you that are new here, on Monday, you're going to see the team I think is going to finish 4th in the division. On Wednesday, you're going to see the team that I think is going to finish 3rd. On Thursday... The way that I'm going to release this division is like every other division. On Monday, you're going to get the 4th place team. On Tuesday, you're going to get the 3rd place team. On Wednesday, you're going to get the 2nd place team. And on Thursday, you're going to get the 1st place team. And maybe when I'm done in my final video of this, like I will finally get that right. But for some reason, I cannot freaking talk, although I know how this is going to release. Well, here I am again. Thank you to every single person that decided to talk to me in the NFC North. I appreciate you tremendously. Also, don't forget that all of the people that I talked to, all of their information is in the description of this main video, and it will be in the description of all their individual videos. So I wanted to say that, and I wanted to give everybody their credit. I don't care if I needed to come in and add it, and I don't care if I'm standing in this hot sun that is beaming down on my back. I needed to make sure to say thank you. So thank you to everybody that talked to me from the NFC North. Nonetheless, I'm super excited for NFC North week for some reason. I'm super excited for this week because I liked these conversations and I think they're going to be fun. And I think this division might get interesting. So without further ado, I will shut up and stop talking, and I will see you in my next video.